Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of The Finishing Blow. I don't know if you guys can tell this or not, but YouTube actually recently changed their video settings so that it will support 60 frames per second. So I've upped the video quality on my camcorder to the absolute highest it can be. Hopefully it looks a little bit better and it's not as blurry and maybe I look a little bit more in your face. I'm not quite sure if it's really going to help with this video segment here, but I will be using it on my Let's Play channel and I wanted to try it out. Let me know in the comments if it does look different. As far as I know, you have to be using Google Chrome and watching it in HD to actually get it to be in 60 frames per second. But if we can get it to do that, I think it will give better quality videos for you guys, and hopefully in the future I can do more with it. So let's go ahead and kick things off for the news side of things with Wu Jing's Wolf Warriors getting some posters. And now these posters are really good. I like them. I like how the style is. Wu Jing looks amazing, and it's still really sad to note that he's still recovering from his surgery, and we don't know if he's going to be in action films anymore. But the way that these posters are done, they're really well done, highly stylized, and I enjoy them quite a bit. Now, I did notice that Scott Adkins wasn't in any of these, but hopefully we'll be getting some more in the future, and I'm really hoping they give us another trailer for the film. The first one, it was okay. It wasn't what I was looking for, and I think unnecessarily there's going to be a lot of attention on this movie because it may be Wu Jing's first and last directorial film that he does. So I don't know how that's going to be. It's kind of unfair because obviously he wasn't planning on it being his last film, but it is going to be something that people are going to be looking out for. So hopefully we'll be able to learn more about the film in the near future, but we have this movie and we have SPL2 to look forward to, so we've got some other films, but in the meantime, wish Wu Jing the best of luck, and hopefully he'll have a fast and speedy recovery. Next up, we also have a trailer for a film called Die Fighting. Now, this was actually done by the Z Team, if I remember correctly, and it looks like a really solid action film. I don't know too much about it besides the basic synopsis and who's going to be in it, but there are some really talented people on this team and in the film, and I really think it's going to be something good. I don't want to go too far off topic, but I really like when stunt teams are behind the helm for a film because they know what looks good and they know what people want to see, and they can do a lot more with it. So I'm really excited for it. Die Fighting may or may not be the ridiculously amazing film that we all hope it's going to be, but it's got the potential, and I really like to put my money on people who are trying to make a difference and, following what they passionately care about. And that's something you got to respect. So Die Fighting, hopefully it'll be a good movie and we will know more here in the near future. All right, next up, we also have some information about Jackie Chan's film called Civilian. Now, we didn't know too much about this movie. It was kind of weird. It was really weird. It was about a salesman who gets trapped at a weapons convention. They're filming it in Africa. I don't know. I can't remember if it's actually taking place in Africa or not, or if they're just filming there. But one of the producers, who actually is a producer for John Wick as well, his name is Basil Ivaniak or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. It's a lot easier to type names than it is pronounce them. But anyways, he actually said that this movie is very similar and going to be kind of like a Die Hard type film. Now, my first reaction was like, okay, like that doesn't really describe much of anything. I mean, pretty much any movie, any big action movie is a Die Hard-esque. But when you think about it, you don't really think of Jackie Chan as in a Die Hard film. You think of him as, more comedic, especially in American roles. I think he surprised a lot of people when he did The Karate Kid. But he's done like Police Story 2013. He's done New Police Story. He's done even the Shinjuku incident, which was a lot darker. But I feel like this film, if it really is going to be Die Hard-esque, is going to be able to combine both that gritty, story with the action and not make it such a lighthearted romp. So that's what I'm hoping for, but I will let you guys know when I learn more about the film. Obviously, he's doing skip trace right now, so it's going to be a little bit before he actually starts filming this movie, so we've got plenty of time to learn more about it, but we've got other movies to look forward to as well. One of the pieces of information that I was most interested in this week is actually this next bit of info. You guys remember Donnie Yen's Noodle Man, right? I mean, come on. Everybody was like, really? That's the title, Noodle Man? And, it's still justifiable. I still don't know how I feel about that title. But that being said, the cast is going to be very good. We've got Al Pacino and Robert De Niro playing supporting characters in this film. Now, I think just the announcement of these characters to let you know exactly what kind of movie this is going to be. This is not going to be a lighthearted little comedy romp or something that's, I don't know, something that's off the cuff. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be dark. It's going to be really, really good. And, I just say that because of the cast members, but Donnie, with everything he's done in Ip Man, and I believe Kung Fu Jungle, from what I've seen in the trailers, he plays like a darker character. And I think that's really going to work to his strength. I really, really hope that this movie does well, not just because Donnie Yen deserves a big break in the US, which he does, but if he can actually do this, if he can actually pull this off, I feel like it's going to pave a way for a ton of Asian actors who are trying to make it big in Hollywood, who may not necessarily want to do action films. I think Donnie Yen will have some martial arts in it because the man is amazing, but it will pave the way for other types of genres and other people who want to do other types of films. So I'm really, really hoping this is a good movie. They're not going to start filming it until they film Ip Man 3. So again, it's going to be in the future that we hear more about this film. But just the fact that Donnie Yen is working with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, that in and of itself may even be why he chose this movie, which is great. He turned down The Expendables 3 because he felt like he wasn't going to get a lot of screen time. And so with this movie, that he will, and he'll be sharing the screen with some really, really talented people. So looking forward to that. Let you guys know more as soon as I find out. All right, and lastly, ending the week with some posters for Dragon Blade. Nothing too exciting here, I guess you could say. I really, really want to see a trailer for this movie. I want to see the characters in movement. Everything looks beautiful with the screenshots and the posters and the everything else that we've seen, but I want to see this movie in motion. I want to see if that style really lasts, in the fights and in the everyday shots and in the conversations, or if it's just they're touching up these photos to make them look really good. I don't know, but Jackie looks really, really interesting. And then you've got like Adrian Brody, a ton of different character posters that you guys can check out, and hopefully you give them a look and let me know what you guys think. But Dragon Blade is one of those movies that I still can't pinpoint how I feel about it. Any Jackie Chan movie I'm really excited about, but there's a difference between me getting excited about a movie and everybody getting excited about a movie. There's certain movies where I'm excited because it's Jackie Chan, but I tell other people and they're not that interested in it. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those where I get excited about it and that's it, or if everybody's going to kind of sit up and pay attention and see what's going on, which I'm hoping it is, because again, I just love seeing the variety that's coming out with these actors these days. It's just fantastic. All right, and as a lot of you guys know, I did watch John Wick over the week and finally got to watch it, and it was a really, really interesting experience, and I did a review for the film, and I think that I tried to be as honest as always about these reviews, but you got to understand that they're very opinionated. I think any review that you read is going to have some kind of bias to it. People like certain things, people don't like certain things, and so I try to be as honest to the review and to myself as I can, so that when you guys read it, you know what I think. If I met you on the street and you said, hey, should I watch this movie, I wouldn't tell you anything different. This is kind of like person to person, friend to friend, a legitimate review. And some people are going to be screaming about John Wick from the rooftops, other people are going to be saying it's overhyped, and hopefully you guys take a chance to read my review and discover what I feel about it and what I think about it. And every single day, I learn something more about what I take in with movies, what I expect from a movie. And, I kind of question myself as to why I feel that way about stuff. When I was in high school, I used to, some of you guys might hate me for this, but I promise I've changed. But when I was in high school, up until I was in high school, I really, really did not like wire work films. Whether it was Jet Li or anybody else, I didn't like it because I grew up watching Jackie Chan doing his own stunts, and that was just kind of like the limited selection of films I had. That's what I wanted to watch. But as I started to learn and see how wire work can make a movie better and how it can be used, in a good way, I started to appreciate films like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and a bunch of the other older films that I couldn't sit through when I was younger because all I cared about was action. And I'd be like, oh, that's not real. I don't like this, And I missed out on a lot of movies like Once Upon a Time in China, things like that. So, even with movies like this with John Wick, it makes me really wonder, like, how important is the story? How important is the action? How important is the editing? What layers really come together to make a good film? And if you care about the story in one but not in the other, why is that the case? And so I don't know if I really dived into too much of that in the specific review, but I do really try to dig deep and figure out why I give it the ratings that I do. And hopefully you guys give it a read. Let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate the feedback. But anyways, you guys are fantastic. I feel like I'm rambling for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is K Miller, and this week it's been finished.